I showed you. It came with the thing that was clicked already. I showed you the value.
Oh, had that happen again?
You clicked that. You made them in the user. At this stage, if you click it,
I made sure that all the values stay false.
Yeah, probably my wording
Starts. Now it's better.
where you used
But also it might not work because I don't have anything over there. It's not gonna work.
That's so hard.
So it should work. But I figured out how to do it.
Mail.
But this will go away. I looked it up. Hide and stuff. Submit link user form that won't hide. Better one?
hide just hides. Keeps all. Oh, that's what. Oh, that's why it's full. Because you didn't. You just hide it. Once you show it again, it's full from the last time. I'll show you a way how to do it, because it won't be empty. Start from the beginning.
Oh, you're saying to totally delete it and...
Not delete it, but just...
I know what you mean, to empty it.
Alright, I'm leaving, boys.
This extra code. No, we got another half an hour. What do you think? Put this extra code.
What?
Will be seen. The user. How about it?
Thank you!
I'll need a way to fix that even if you have the proper tools. Sorry man, that sucks.
Then my list equals that, then plus minus.
Yeah, because we're roommates, bro. We were living together. That worked 11 hours a day. Yeah, but once finals start happening, bro, you're not going to do last year.
No, you realize I hate people like you for that reason? I take a whole month off for finals. He's like, yeah, I'll work every day, study 1 hour.
Yeah, it's classic.
That's a classic.
For this,
Because you could do it now.
initial.
Okay, 3 minutes.
No!
And copy this. Yeah. Just copy this. Yeah, well, maybe
It's only assuming that the first. It's only assuming that the first one. If I click passport on the button, it'll automatically pass through everything else and just do that for my list. Meaning it's just passing the first one, saying that it's true, and then ending it and then going down the ball.
Oh Lord.
Passport, and then. It wasn't working until I just brought it up here.
He has magic.
Once again, they know exactly where they are.
Okay.
יאללה, המשכנו.
Guys. חבורה. המשכנו.
You sent me the link. You sent me the link. Yeah.
Guys.
Now, so I have this working. It works nicely. And whatever I do over here, it appears in my list, in my sheet, exactly where I want it. Everything works okay. But the only thing is, after I submit it, it still stays open. Okay, so I want to take care of this, one thing. And another thing is, I want to make a button to bring this up. Okay? So these two things now, we'll see how to do it. So first of all, I'm going to submit. And once I'm done with all of this, I write over here on load me. Okay? Unload me means after you finish all of this, just close up the user form. That's one thing. Okay? Unload me. At the end of the command line. The second thing is I go over here. I add a button like we already learned how to do. And I'll say over here, new. And over here, I'll write, okay, this I did a minute ago, so I'll just erase it. I'll write over here the name of my form, which I called it FDFD dot show. Show. Okay? Now, when I press the button, it will show the form FDF. Okay, so if I go now to Excel, here I can change this into okay, I press over here on form to fill, it opens my form. I enter here the name, this under mail, feeding, health, and passport, and submit. It puts all of these things in and closes up the form.
Can you go back to your VBA for a second?
The VBA for this is just the name of, it's in two different places. 1 second. Let's go to the Visual Basic. Okay. I have over here the button to click, the name of the form dot show. And in the form itself, in the submit, I have unload me. These are the two things that I added. This is to close up the form once it's finished, to put the information where I want it. And the other one is to have the code of the button when I click it.
What's the code for the button?
The name of the user form dot show.
Dot show.
What is it? It's the name of the form dot what?
Show.
What's to make a code and we make a button? We make the code for the button and we also make the button?
You make the button. And once it asks you where the code is, you say new. And in the new one, you write the name of the form dot show.
No. Let me see. So it's whatever the name of the user form is, right?
Yeah.
User form. Dot show. But it comes in part of a module. It's not part of the user form. Do I have to copy it and put it into the user form?
No.
Oh, you don't need to.
The module. It's a
Because module is everything.
module has the button relates to modules. It's on the sheet.
Type the name of our user form.
Okay.
1 second.
My button didn't work on it.
Sorry.
Write the name of our user form side of the.
Like this it's
You understand what I did?
what's the word to open up the list? Doesn't matter.
Eddie, Speed's computer's broken.
Some, the name of the list,
Sure.
My computer's broken.
that's it. Other stuff, show.
Eddie, computer's broken. The whole program's crashed.
Cross now. Now. Fill out.
Everything except for.
Probably did never end.
It said like, like object name added in the whole.
How do you answer that code?
I think I thought it made viruses.
Computer says already.
Okay, next. Okay, so what we did in this combo box was enter the values. No. What we did was enter the values that were in cells A2 to A5 using the row source. Now I'll show you a different way to do it. Okay, so you cannot do it in both ways at once. If you do it in the other way I'm going to show you, you must erase and make sure the row source is empty, or else it will conflict one another and it won't work. Okay? So make sure your row source is empty in order to do this. You can do it with another combo box, and one of them fit up with row source and the other one with the way I'm going to show you now. That's okay. But you cannot fill up the same combo box both ways at once. They'll conflict and it won't work. It will show you error and it will explode in your face. Okay. Why do I want to show you another way? Because now city has Jerusalem, Beersheba, Akko, and Bat Yam. Okay? But let's say this changes and it updates. And sometimes it has 4, sometimes it has 7, and another time it could have 523. Okay? So then, if you put in just A2 to A5, you miss out all the rest. So I want a way to have it dynamic. Okay, so the way to do it is with a loop. A loop that goes from here all the way to the first empty cell. We learned how to do a loop like this, but now we'll apply what we learned into this scenario. Okay, so I go over here. First of all, let's take this. I want to start to make sure I'm in sheet flight data dot select. Okay, so I'll go and copy this. Then I'll go into the code. I'll go over here into user form initialize, because I want to fill in the values into the combo box before the user form shows. Okay, so that's the initialize event. before you initialize it, do this and then present the user form. Okay? Now I say sheets flight 1, flight data select. Oh, okay? And over here I say do while says I want equals let's do until. Do until says I1 equals empty. Okay? If I have do until, how do I finish this? Loop. Right? And since I want to start in A2, then I write over here I equals 2. So now it will go in flight data, in the sheet flight data, I equals 2. Do until says 2 and then 3 and then 4 and then 5 equals. So in order for it to go and be 2 and 3 and 4, what do I have to do?
I equals I plus 1.
I equals I plus 1. Okay? Don't forget to do this or else your loop will never end. Now, the action that I want to do is the value that is in each one of these cells, I want to add into my combo box, right? So let's go see the name of the combo box.
Like that, no? It should be in the other. It should be in the other sheet. It shouldn't be in the flight head because that's where your stuff is coming up.
Right. Okay.
You can't have them both in the same
You
sheet.
want it to be in the sheet with the list.
Right. Okay. So this is you're right. This is the name of my sheet, and I'll go over here and write the name of the sheet. Now, I go to my combo box, get the name, go back to the and I say combo box that's called this name dot add item, okay, and then I put in the cell that is right now. Okay, so first it would be 2-1, which is A2, then it would be 3-1, which is A3, and we'll add these items one by one into my combo box. Now if I run this, and I open my combo box, I have all of these. But, close this, go over here, I have now a few more, and I go to my user form, and I open this, and I have a few more in my combo box. Okay, so no matter how much I'm going to add, it will go through all of them, add them one by one into my combo box, in the initialize, which means that once the user form shows already, it's already in here, and I can see and choose whichever I want. And again, I choose this, filling shows up. I choose this, filling disappears. Instead of visible, I want to show you another option. Instead of using visible, okay, I can use the enable. Not like this, enable. Okay, what is enable? So instead of visible, I can use the property enabled, and then you see fill-in does show, but I can't do anything with it. It's not enabled, okay? So that's another option. If I do want to show that this option is somehow, but then I need to, when I press mail, it turned into visible, but it was visible all along. I need to change also this into enabled in order to change this into enabled. But this is another option if you want it to show, but not to be enabled until you enable it by doing enable equals true. Okay? So, what did we show now? We showed how to add values into a combo box which is dynamic using the add item and putting all of this into a loop. Questions? Okay, so instead of erasing the row source so that you have both options, I suggest you add another combo box onto your user form, which could contain whatever list you want, and fill that combo box with the add item like I showed you right now.
Wait, how do you
You
know which
choose-
combo box we're talking about though?
What?
How does it know which combo box we're talking about?
You give each combo box a name.
Can we hand in this
No,
class?
I mean,
Should we hand in class?
Yeah, once you add the combo box and do the add item, then hand it in.
It says that it's already late, but I just don't think.
No, never mind. Homework. Next week we don't have class.
You don't?
So, no, next Tuesday we don't have class. We made that class up today.
Oh, alright.
Okay, that's why we started early. Okay? But you do have homework to work on forms, just what we learned today. Okay? And that's due to the Tuesday, not next one, but the one after. The
Well,
following
homework number
Tuesday.
4, Kilo.
What?
Homework number 4, you're saying.
Homework number 4.
You know, Professor Pipetz, I accidentally opened up homework 4 because I thought it was homework 3, and I'm looking at it, and I'm like, this does not make
And the column is...
And I hope now it will.
Look at away from.
But I was like, wow, I cannot believe you expect us to do this. It doesn't make
I got it.
It won't be easy now also,
Yeah.
but it will make sense.
what's next week?
Next week, and
Someone take a
shield.
picture of that code.
Okay, I need to do it first. That's the
Questions?
Can you show that code one more time?
Yeah, I have a code.
Yeah.
I
The code one more time. Here is the code. Oh, you know what? Come over here. I show it to you over here so everyone can see.
We can do it on all the screens. I want to see the code.
כיוונים.
Oh man,
How do I, okay, fine.
Debbie is giving us a
how are we supposed to do that?
I understand how no where I get all this.
Yeah.
You're
Do
sure.
until it's
Do you
empty.
want a battle show on
Ah.
Do while
Yes.
it's full.
Yes.
Okay. I'll send you guys alerts so you can review it if you think anything.
I'm pretty
That's really sweet of you.
Too close to
I put in the name. If my list is, my list is over here.
What? Who's that?
Getting ready. Stop.
My list is right here. Yeah. Name one.
And obviously, nothing is
Inserting a
personal.
user form. Here it has to also say inserting a
Again. We use
And then I just don't, so this then refers back to that sheet. And then my question is, if I run it, okay.
Which one do we upload this to?
Email.
The last one was class
So
A.
then if I do female goes away. If I click that again, take away. What? You just do that anyway. If I click mail, it comes up. I don't click, if I click mail off, it stays.
I need chocolate.
Female goes away. I click them both, and
So that's another code.
Got it.
now it's female. Just
Can be also made also.
I need.
Are you sure you want to leave?